We're here with AB99. Whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair and members. Pleasure to present on AB99, which would require the California Department of Transportation, better known as Caltrans, to develop and adopt a statewide policy that uses integrated pest management in cities and counties that have restricted the use of pesticides locally. This statewide policy would also prohibit the use of pesticides except in specified circumstances, such as wildfire risk, to control invasive pests, or where no other means of pest control are found to be effective. Finally, AB 99 also requires Caltrans to make publicly available their pesticide use, as well as notification of when they intend to spray pesticides 24 hours in advance. Members, the goal of this bill is to rein in pesticide use by Caltrans in areas where local governments have restricted their own use of pesticides. Pesticides, which is an umbrella term that includes herbicides and insecticides, are substances that are meant to control pests but are quite harmful to human health and the environment. In light of the harms of pesticides, a number of local jurisdictions have adopted IPM approaches. In some locals, there are complete bans on glyphosate. Even though local government has taken such actions, they have no authority over Caltrans, who have jurisdiction over the management of state highways. This bill would bring Caltrans vegetation management operations in line with local action in counties and cities that have already taken action to either ban or restrict pesticide use locally. I should note that Caltrans technically do have a policy in place to use integrated pest management that prioritizes the least harmful methods, but it does not appear to have resulted in any meaningful reduction in pesticide use. As a matter of fact, on Caltrans' website, glyphosate is indicated as the primary tool used for roadside vegetation management. This bill would add additional guidance to Caltrans on when the use of pesticides is permissible. With me to testify in support of this bill are Megan Cowan with Healthy Highways Coalition and Sonoma Safe Ag, Safe Schools, and Patty Clary with Californians for Alternatives to Toxics.
My name is Megan Cowan. I'm a civil engineer and mom of two. I come with these diverse perspectives to explain why Sonoma Safe Ag, Safe Schools and the Healthy Highways Coalition support AB 99. This bill would reduce unnecessary pesticide use and its associated costs. In my community, we have borne the costs of Caltrans' heavy reliance on pesticides, costs that are not included in the state budget. Yes, there are extensive costs to human health and the environment, but there are also costs of accidental exposure. Caltrans sprays during rush hour and on weekends with documented exposure to motorists and bicyclists. There are the costs of property damage. Caltrans sprays past property lines, damaging crops, jeopardizing organic certifications. I work with community members living along state highways with alarming levels of glyphosate in their bodies, and parents who are scared to open their windows in the spring because Caltrans spraying increases their kids' asthma and rashes. In Sonoma County, Caltrans has not historically taken responsibility for these costs. Our local cities and counties have found ways to reduce pesticides, but it seems moot when Caltrans sprays unnecessarily toxic mixtures on our roads. As an engineer, I see the downsides of Caltrans operations that specify pesticides as a primary tool. I've analyzed Caltrans spray data, and I know that in Sonoma County, they use 20 to 30 times more pesticides per road mile than Sonoma County's TPW. I know that Caltrans pesticides use increases soil erosion that clogs culverts and leads to sinkholes, which are huge safety issues and expensive. This situation has been worsened by the increase in large storm events. The Florida DOT has done extensive testing on what they call pollinator highways that keep desirable vegetation on roads to minimize costs. These reduce maintenance costs by 30% while increasing ecosystem services that pollinate crops, clean air and water, and stop invasive species by $500 million annually. Thank you for this hearing today. I respectfully request an aye vote on AB 99.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of this Transportation Committee. My name is Patty Clary. I'm the Director of Californians for Alternatives to Toxics, a regional organization based in Arcata. My background in integrated pest management, or IPM, includes 21 years as a member of Caltrans's District 1 Vegetation Management Alternatives Committee. Last year, Caltrans used 420,842 pounds of herbicide to clear vegetation adjacent to its highways. But in Humboldt and Mendocino counties, that figure was 0. At the request of county supervisors, cities, and tribal councils, Caltrans has restrained from using herbicides in these two counties since 1989. We estimate in the 34 years since, Caltrans has applied 12 to 14 million pounds of herbicide throughout the state. In one county with 183 miles of state highways within its borders, 14,372 pounds of herbicide were used at a rate of 92 pounds per highway mile. In another where the county uses IPM with very infrequent herbicides, 6,341 pounds were used along 257 miles of state highway, or 24.7 pounds per mile. In other counties, the rate was 42 pounds, or 12, or 39, or 24.7 pounds per mile, and so on. This dysfunction and unsafe management would be cured by IPM as envisioned by AB 99. Two international organizations and many U.S. states continue to develop IPM for right-of-ways. Caltrans would become a leader in this effort. IPM practices are successful in Humboldt and Mendocino counties, and several were identified by the District 1 Caltrans Committee.
Your time is up. If you can just finish up real quick.
I urge you to vote in favor of AB 99 and the modernization of Caltrans it would bring with a practical IPM policy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else in the room who'd like to come up to the microphone to testify in support?
Christina Hildebrand, on behalf of Voice of Choice Advocacy, we strongly support this bill. Thank you.
Madam Chair and members, Paul Yoder on behalf of the Napa County Board of Supervisors in support. Thank you.
Zach Accardi at NRDC, Natural Resources Defense Council, here in support.
Liv Butler, Californians Against Waste, in support.
Thank you, Chair and members. My name is Noah Whitley. On behalf of Breast Cancer Prevention Partners, we're in support.
Piper Primrose with Non-Toxic Schools in Marin County, in support.
Thank you. Is there anybody here to testify in opposition? If so, okay. If you're on, are you testifying just the? Okay, you can come up to the microphone.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. I'm here to clarify a position on the analysis on behalf of Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District. We were listed in support. Unfortunately, we do have an oppose unless amended position, which is what we registered with the committee officially. So I just wanted to clarify that and say we have been able to work closely with the author on our suggested amendments and hope to continue to do so. Thank you.
And then if the opposition witness wants to speak, you have 2 minutes if you'd like to be the primary witness.
I'll be very brief. Anthony Molina on behalf of the California Seed Association and the California Grain and Feed Association. We are in opposition, but we want to thank the member, and we plan to continue to work with them throughout the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify in opposition?
Good afternoon. Chris Reardon with the California Farm Bureau. We too oppose AB 99, but look forward to continued discussions with the author.
Okay, thank you. With that, we will open up the phone lines for opposition and support. Sorry, for testimony in support or opposition for AB 99. Operator, if you can open up the phone lines.
Thank you. For those who wish to speak in support or opposition to this bill, please press 1, then 0 at this time. Press 1, then 0. We're going to go first to line 47. Your line is now open.
My name is John Bodorf with cleanitforkids.org. Strongly support.
Line 52. Pardon me, line 52, please press 1, then 0 again. Line 51.
Hello, my name is Matt Simmons from the Environmental Protection Information Center. We strongly support AB 99.
Line 52. Line 52, your line is now open.
Yes, this is Elizabeth Mosley. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Elizabeth Mosley, and I'm with the North County Climate Change Alliance, and I strongly support AB 99 requiring.
Line 9, your line is now open.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm still not. Nancy Okada, Sustainable Ross Valley, in support of this bill. Thank you.
Line 15.
Suzanne Hume, cleanersforkids.org, strongly support.
Line 49.
Good afternoon, Rebecca Baskins on behalf of American Pistachio Growers, Western Plant Health Association, and other ag organizations in opposition. Thank you.
Line 56.
Joel Schulman, Poison Free Malibu, located in Los Angeles County, which already bans glyphosate on county property, in support.
Line 8.
Good afternoon, Matthew Allen with Western Growers, also in opposition.
Line 5.
Good afternoon. Doug Johnson with the California Invasive Plant Council, a nonprofit environmental group, and we have concerns that we submitted in a letter, but we'll continue to work with the author's office. Thank you.
Line 22, your line is now open.
Yes, this is Chance Catrano with the Resource Renewal Institute. I'm calling in strong support of AB 99. Thank you.
Line 55, your line is now open.
Good afternoon. My name is Kimberly Baker, calling for the Klamath Forest Alliance, and we strongly support AB 99.
Line 18, your line is open.
Good afternoon. This is Julie Royce of Pesticide Free RD, and we are calling in strong support. Thank you.
Line 7.
I am a cancer patient calling in support of AB 99. How can I work so hard to protect my health when my taxpayer dollars are being used to harm it? Please mow rather than spraying toxic.
Okay, thank you.
Line 27.
Hi, this is Kathleen Downing, a professional landscaper and gardener along Highway 84, Highway 35, and Highway 1, and I'm in strong support of AB 99.
Line 44, your line is now open.
This is Larry Glass representing Safe Alternatives for Our Forest Environment in Trinity County and the North Coast Environmental Center in Humboldt County, strongly in support of AB 99.
Line 24.
Hello, my name is Lendry Purcell. I'm with Families Advocating for Chemical and Toxic Safety. We represent children and families around the state in strong support.
Line 13.
My name is Brian Lilla. I'm a resident of Napa County, and I am in favor of AB 99.
Line 42.
Kirk with Lejeune Audubon Society and Paula Lane Action Network, thanking the author and the advocates in very strong support. Thank you.
Line 54.
Hello, Bill Alio for the Environmental Working Group in support.
Line 19.
Hi, my name is Theodore Rutledge Jr. I live in rural San Mateo County, and I'm calling in strong support of AB 99. Thank you, and thank you, Patricia Mayall.
Line 25. Your line is now open.
Hello, I'm Patty Mayall. I'm the director of Protect Our Watershed, San Mateo County. Strongly support AB 99. Thank you.
Line 53. Line 53, your line is now open.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you. My name is Lynette Vega. I live in La Honda, California, and we do not want toxics to enter our watershed.
Okay,
and strongly support AB 99.
Folks, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but please, just your name and whether you're for or against the bill. But we do appreciate the enthusiasm.
Line 57, your line is now open.
Hi, my name is Amber Jameson, and I work with Environmental Protection Information Center and Nature Rights Council, and we strongly support AB 99.
Madam Chair, there is no one else who signaled that they wish to speak.
Lots of enthusiasm for that bill. So thank you. Okay, do we have any questions or comments from the committee? Mr. Kalra.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank the author for bringing this forward. I think it's a really good bill, and I join the enthusiasm of so many others in support. I'm already a co-author, and I just want to appreciate, in particular, when so many local jurisdictions are already implementing their own plans. I think it only makes sense that Caltrans kind of joins in partnership, and that's really what this is about, is kind of being thoughtful about how we can move forward together. So thank you.
Okay, seeing no others, I want to thank you as well for authoring this bill, and certainly I understand the concerns from some of the stakeholders who have adjacent properties, wildfires, other risks from overgrown foliage, but at the same time, we certainly don't want to be risking people's public health. We don't want pesticides getting into water supplies. And we need to think of these areas also as habitats and biodiversity. I would love to see Caltrans focus on planting a lot more natives than what they do now. I did legislation on that a few years ago, and yet I still see ice plants and all manner of inappropriate plant material being planted alongside highways. So I hope that Caltrans also starts to think a little bit more globally about what they're doing on their right-of-way and on their property. I do think that you are really finding a good balance here. But as you can tell by the very enthusiastic phone calls, people of California have values about sustainability and about not using toxic materials, and this bill has definitely touched a nerve with them. So I will be supporting the bill today. Would you like to close?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and really appreciate the broad coalition from around the state that has come together. We are committed to continuing the discussion with the remaining issues and respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thanks. We're going to pause for a moment and establish a quorum. Can we have a roll call, please?
Friedman.
Here.
Friedman here. Fong. Here. Fong here. Berman. Carrillo.
Here.
Carrillo here. Davies. Davies here. Gibson. Hart. Hart here. Jackson. Jackson here. Kalra. Kalra here. Lowenthal. Wynn. Sanchez. Sanchez here. Wallace. Ward. Wicks.
Okay, we have 8. Did I hear a motion for Mr. Kalra? Okay. And we have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
AB 99 is due pass and re-referred to Committee on Appropriations. Friedman.
Aye.
Friedman, aye. Fong. Fong, no. Berman. Carrillo.
Aye.
Carrillo, aye. Davies. Davies, no. Gibson. Hart. Hart, aye. Jackson.
Aye.
Jackson, aye. Kalra. Kalra, aye. Lowenthal. Wynn. Sanchez. Sanchez, no. Wallace. Ward. Wicks.
Bill has 5 votes. We'll leave the roll open for absent members. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Assemblymember Aguiar Curry with AB 473. You may proceed when you're ready. Actually, as you're coming up, I'm going to ask